You're watching News 10 with Jennifer Smith and Dan Elliott. This is News 10 Midday.
And hello, happy Friday. Thank you for joining us here for News 10 Midday. I'm Jennifer Smith.
And I'm Nicole Chavez, and for Dan Elliott, it's Friday, June 17th. On today's edition of News 10 Midday, attorney David Allen joins us.
With another interesting case to talk about. Also a real treat. Not only do we have the voice actor who does the voice of the animated Batman, you're going to get to see one of only 3 of the Batman costumes used in the new movie that's just out. It's called Batman Begins.
Should be fun. Plus, obesity is an increasing epidemic in this country. We'll talk to a UC Davis doctor about the other complications associated with it.
And dermatologist Dr. Jacqueline Calkin will join us to talk about liposuction.
And on Cooking with Midday, Hanger 17 joins us as we get ready for tonight's Taste of the Little City. First, though, today's top stories.
San Joaquin County Sheriff's deputies and the Ripon Police Department need your help locating a missing woman from Ripon. Here's her picture. She's 46-year-old Mary Teresa Starkey. She vanished Wednesday in the midst of selling a boat to a stranger. Apparently, the buyer came to the door saying he'd like to buy the boat, but said he didn't have enough cash on him and needed to make a trip to the bank. The last time anyone saw Starkey, she was following the man to the bank. Our Dave Marcus will join us live in the next half hour of News 10 Midday with an update on this investigation.
Center High School football coach Nicole apparently has his job back. He was officially told by the school's principal this morning. The school has been in turmoil since board members Scott Roddick and Terry Ferguson voted to remove the coach last month. The coach's supporter said the firing was engineered. Wednesday night, the school board voted to give the district superintendent the power to approve all stipend positions, including coaches. Roddick is opposed to the idea. Supporters of Coach Nicole are still gathering signatures for a recall of Roddick and Ferguson.
And California continues to rock and roll for the 4th time this week, jolted by an earthquake. Officials say last night's 6.6 magnitude quake hit just off the northern coast near Eureka. It rattled the ocean floor. The U.S. Geological Survey says it was likely an aftershock from the Tuesday shaker that measured 7.2, and that was off the coast of Crescent City.
A little closer to home, we've seen a little bit of rain yesterday. Let's check in with Darla Givens for a look at our forecast.
Hey there, you guys. We are seeing cloudy conditions right now in the area and some sunshine in the region as well, but don't let this fool you because we are still picking up some showers on Doppler radar. I want to show you that right now, and we are getting some widely scattered light rain showers, say in portions of the foothills, moving into portions of the foothills as well as Stockton and just southwest of Modesto. Now what's going to happen later this afternoon, those rain showers could intensify, that low still off the coast, but notice these little pockets of cotton ball looking clouds. This is an indication that colder air is going to move in later this afternoon, so therefore we could see a re-energy of that cold air moving in to bring some more showers to the area. Isolated showers in nature as well as some flurries for the Sierra. We did get a little bit of snow right around 5,500 feet at Kingville this morning, but nothing was sticking. Temperatures today still very mild. 60s along the coast, 70 here in the valley. We'll see 70s in the foothills and 60s for the Sierra. Now you're making those Father's Day plans. I'll let you know if we're going to have a dry and sunny Father's Day coming up. Back to you guys.
Well,
or ladies, I should say.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot, Darla. And now time for our weekly visit with attorney David Allen.
That's right. Today, a case involving artificial insemination and divorce. David's here now to explain. Welcome.
Hi. Again, a case that demonstrates what happens sometimes when children come into a relationship that maybe isn't going as well as it could. And this is a case involving a couple, Kathy and Hugh Brown, and they had been married for some period of time. They had wanted to have children. Unfortunately, he had had for health reasons, had had a vasectomy earlier and attempted to reverse that, didn't work, and they talked about artificial insemination. They were having some problems in their marriage, and then, unbeknownst to Hugh, Kathy went forward with artificial insemination and gave birth to 2 twin girls. Well, when that happened, Hugh basically said, I don't know, there's a whole lot that I can do about this, and accepted the children into his home and was the father and was acknowledged as the father of them. Unfortunately, the marriage continued to erode, fell apart, divorce took place, and he was ordered to pay child support. When that happened, he sued the clinic that had engaged in the artificial insemination without his permission, contending that he was damaged by virtue of the fact that he would now have to pay child support essentially for the rest of his life, or at least until the girls got to be 18, and would probably have to provide support thereafter. But the long story short, He looked to the clinic, say, you guys are responsible for this because I never gave permission for this, and accordingly, I look to you. Well, it went to the trial court. Trial court dismissed the case on a couple of different bases, went up to the Arkansas Supreme Court. Again, this is in Arkansas. Went up to the Arkansas Supreme Court, and up there, the court also dismissed the case. And the reason they dismissed it is they said in Arkansas, there is no recognition of a wrongful birth claim. We consider that against public policy, since there is no recognition of this, and we consider this to be a wrongful birth claim, because basically what you're saying is this birth shouldn't have taken place. Well, given that circumstance, that we don't recognize that cause of action, that kind of a claim, we are saying you are out of here and you do not have a case.
Okay, now, you say this is in Arkansas, would you expect the same results in California?
Well, a very good question. We really don't know, because I'm not aware of, and having looked at this, any similar cases here in California. But here in California, there is a major difference between California law and many of the other states, and that major difference is that here in California we recognize wrongful birth. And the California Supreme Court some years ago recognized that, finding that if a birth takes place without the intent of the parties, you may wonder how that can happen, we can talk about that in a variety of ways, but that is a wrongful birth, and the parties who are harmed as a result of that can bring a claim. So here in California, in all probability, if this case had gone forward, Hugh would have had, in all probability, a case against the clinic because he had never given permission for that artificial insemination, had never been consulted with that, and yet for the rest of his life he is going to be essentially paying for that.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Anything else he can do?
Is this it? Is this basically the end of it, Nicole? Yeah, that's the case. You know, unfortunately or fortunately, when it comes to cases involving this kind of a dispute, at some point in time, it has got to be over and done with. It did go up to the Arkansas Supreme Court. They agreed with the, as I say, with the trial court here, and they basically said, hey, that's the end of it. That's the end of it. And again, the factors they looked at, too, and I think this is important, among the factors they looked at was the fact that he had accepted the children into his home, he had acted as the father, and had not said anything at the time. It's when the marriage dissolved with that divorce that he said, no, I never wanted to have anything to do with this. And it's at that point in time when he was ordered to pay the child support that he said this should have never happened. And accordingly, the court looked at that also, and I think that was a factor that swayed them here.
So he does have to pay the child support?
He has to pay the child support.
All right.
And obviously going to have some payments for a long period of time here, as a result of this.
Well, David, as always, you have these fascinating cases, and we appreciate you being here.
Always good to be here.
See you next week.
Thanks.
Well, a lot of medical problems and thousands of deaths each year can be directly linked to obesity. We'll be talking to an expert from UC Davis about this health epidemic.
And it's the first time you'll see it outside of the movie theater. We have the Batman costume from Batman Begins and a special salute to superheroes right here in Northern California. You're watching News 10 Midday.
It's not just the costume. Batman's over there. It's Batman. We'll be right back.
This is News 10 Now. I'm Christina Mendonça. Just a few minutes ago, a California...
News 10 Now. What's going on right now?
We've got more information on the net, news10.net.
It's happening on News 10 and at the same time on news10.net.
Here's the situation on the rivers right now.
Watch News 10 to get news now, all day, all night. Watch News 10, committed to news.
And the Dow is up 51 points, and NASDAQ is up slightly 3 points at this time. Welcome back. Well, tomorrow, look who's here. Oh my gosh, it is. It's holy cow. It is Batman with us. Welcome back. Tomorrow, Stage 9 Entertainment in Old Sacramento is celebrating the 3rd annual Superheroes Day, and to celebrate the opening of Batman Begins and to honor our area's real-life superheroes, we have with us, this is Kevin Conroy. You might not recognize him, but you might recognize his voice. You're the voice of the animated...
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman.
Oh, that's great, Kevin. And also joining us from Stage 9 is Troy Carlson, and of course next to you, who's that?
The Batman.
Yeah, look, I mean, that is an incredible costume. Troy, tell us about this. This is the one you actually see in the movie, right?
Yeah, there were 3 suits made off of the original, and this is actual... Sacramento's getting the debut in the country of the first time people have seen it.
Wow, what's it made of? And
well, it's all very scientific, and we can't really give it away.
Absolutely.
But if you see the movie, it's actually really neat how they go into how it was made, and it's exact replica from exactly as you'd see it.
Ah, well, it's pretty spectacular stuff. So, Kevin, this is what you would really be in since you're the voice of Batman, right?
Well, they took the mold from my body.
I see.
So, as you can see, it worked out well.
Good. Now, you've telling me you've been actually the voice for how many years now?
13 years.
13.
It's a long gig for an actor.
Now, how do you get a gig like that?
I just auditioned for it.
Uh-huh.
They were looking at everybody in L.A., and it was before everyone sort of jumped on the animation bandwagon. You know, it was in the early 90s, and now everyone in town wants to be on the show. It's got an amazing cast of actors. Mark Hamill's the Joker, Melissa Gilbert is Batgirl, all kinds of actors are on the show.
Is it fun for an actor to do the animated voice, and can you kind of describe what it's like? You're in a studio, and are you watching on the screen?
No, we
the
actually
actual
do the show first from the script, so it's done like a radio play. And all the actors are brought in the studio together, so we really get to act off each other a lot. But what's interesting is I thought it would be a totally anonymous job. You know, who knows who the voice of a cartoon character is? You know what I mean? But you'd be amazed at where you come across people who know who you are. And how it affects them, and how into it the audience is. Because it's got a big crossover audience.
Are you ever in the grocery store and somebody goes, "Oh my God, I recognize that voice"?
Sometimes standing in line, like at the movie theaters, a kid will hear me order a ticket and he'll go, like this, the eyes will go like this, and I'll think, oh, he knows who I am.
Well, that's cool. All right, Troy, now tell us about this weekend, because this is special not only for the superhero, but some real-life superheroes as well.
Right, we're going to have actually Batman's coming in on a fire truck. And we're honoring our local superheroes, but we're also having something special for the first 100 people that come out on Saturday to Stage 9 on K Street. We're going to, if they can write down in 200 words who their favorite, why they're nominating this hero, we're giving away a $500 gift certificate and prizes so that people can come in, kids nominate their dad, Father's Day, teacher, and we want to pick, a local superhero.
Oh, that's a great idea. Let's look at some of the stuff you have here, too, along with the costume. Boy, you've got all kinds of Batman-related stuff here. There's the Batmobile, and what are some of the other things?
I think one of the neat things about Batman through the years has been his toys, his cars, his belt, his outfit. And I think that's one of the neat things, especially, you don't think about it, but Batman's been around since the 40s. I mean, many years. And one of the really neat things that's going to be on display for the weekend is original drawings from Kevin's series. So the animators would lay down the drawings, and then they would animate it, and then he would put the voice to it. So you can see all this original artwork.
The original artwork is beautiful.
That went into, and Kevin was there to autograph it, and you can see how this series was put together.
Great. Oh, well, it sounds like a great evening. Batman, thanks for stopping by. Kevin, can you use your pipes to tell people what's going to happen this weekend? Can you see that?
Where is it?
The third annual Superheroes Day?
Where is it? Third annual Superheroes Day. Stage 9 Entertainment, Saturday, June 18th, noon to 4 p.m., 102 K Street, Old Sacramento, 916-447-3623. Be there or be square.
Ooh, gives me the chills. All right, thank you all, gentlemen.
Thank you.
And happy Father's Day to you all.
Thank you very much.
All right, back over to you, Nicole.
Oh man, I think I'm gonna have nightmares from that voice. Well, obesity is a national epidemic, switching gears now, the cause of many health problems, including heart disease, diabetes, some types of cancer. Dr. Karna Goki from UC Davis joins us now with more. Welcome.
Thank you.
So how big of an epidemic is it? We hear about it all the time in the news, but kind of give me some sort of figure or something like that.
Well, about 325,000 deaths per year can be linked just to obesity. So that's taking out heart hypertension, hyperlipidemia, and all the other things. It's obesity itself. Obesity can be the cause for those other illnesses, but if we look at deaths strictly due to obesity, it would be 325,000 a year.
And so many people kind of are concentrating too much on the actual diseases and not on obesity itself. Is that what you're saying?
In my practice, what I'm seeing is that people will come to me and they're willing to take medication for their high cholesterol, they're willing to take medicine for their high blood pressure, but they don't want to treat the obesity itself. They don't look at it as the crux of the problem, I guess. They're looking at all the other illnesses that might be part of it and willing to take medicines for that, but not willing to treat the real problem, unfortunately.
And other things associated with obesity, of course, are wear and tear on your joints. I mean, how often do you see that with your practice?
More and more I'm seeing that in my practice. I'm making more referrals down to orthopedics for knee replacements and evaluation of other joints that can be from wear and tear from obesity.
And you talked about the number is so high. How often are you seeing any kind of trends specifically in the patients that you see?
Well, I just think that it comes up more and more in my daily practice. In any given week, probably at least half the patients I see are clinically obese.
That's a frightening number. And then other things that we can do, I mean, is just this something that just needs to start at a young age to monitor our health, to eat right?
Absolutely. You know, in our society, we just don't take the time to eat healthfully, and oftentimes we're so fixed on getting out and getting going that we don't take the time to make healthy meals and to prepare healthy meals for our children, and also our work environments. Some of them don't support that. I talk to patients all the time, and their employer is very reluctant to give them time to get out of work, to go home early, to exercise, to take an adequate lunch. And I wish that I had more control over that and could help them with that. Unfortunately, I don't.
If they do have that kind of support, what do you suggest taking, you know, instead of taking a 15-minute break in the break room, go out for a quick walk?
Absolutely, absolutely. That would be wonderful if that could be more supported. I've had to write notes for people just to let them get up from their desk for 15 minutes. It's amazing.
That is amazing.
Our society is so fixated on productivity instead of health.
All right, Dr. Goki, thanks again for joining us. We always appreciate your time. And we have lots more to come here today, including Midday dermatologist Dr. Jacqueline Calkin will join us here. But first, cooking on Midday. That's right, we're going to be cooking with Hanger 17. They'll join us to create some Caribbean chicken. That looks good. We will also get ready for tonight's Taste of the Little City. News 10 Midday. We'll be right back.
See country artist Merle Haggard at John Esquaga's Nugget June 24th and 25th.
Are you overwhelmed with bills and harassing phone calls? Bankruptcy can stop the calls, repossessions, foreclosures.
Well, welcome back. Tonight, Safetyville's Taste of the Little City will happen, and on Cooking with Midday, we are joined by one of the great chefs that will be there. This is Danielle Danikis. Hi, good to have you with us. She's from Hanger 17. And what are you making for us today?
Today we're going to have a Caribbean chicken.
Yummy.
In the studio, yes.
Good.
And we're going to start off here. We have our chicken thighs. We use chicken thigh meat because it's a lot more tender than your chicken breasts, because it's a dark meat. What we do is we partially cook it in our fryers till it's about rare. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and just actually oil our pan.
Okay. What kind of oil do you like to use, Danielle?
EVOO, extra virgin olive oil.
Okay, yeah.
Of course. Let that get hot. From here, we're going to go ahead and put that chicken in there, warm it up with some salt and pepper. Here we have, we're going to start our sauce. We have some brown sugar here. I'm just going to grab about 3 or so tablespoons.
So you're the kind of chef who likes to, you eyeball it, right?
Yeah.
The heck with those measuring spoons?
Yeah. I never use measuring spoons. I like to just throw things together and see what happens. I think that's what's most fun about cooking.
Good.
You never really know. I'm going to jump over here
real quick. Let me get out of your way.
And get a juice of 1 lemon.
And Hanger 17, I haven't been there yet, but I've heard from so many people that it's a great place to go. And it's those old Quonset huts, right, on 17th Street?
What we're having here is a reduction of the sauce.
Okay. Little lemon. So that caramelizes a little bit there? And you've been with Hanger 17 since it opened, right?
Yes, since we opened in November. It was took a while to get the doors open, but once we did, it's just been fun ever since.
Has it been going well? Good.
Yeah,
good.
It's been great.
A lot of new restaurants in Sacramento.
So a little bit of that in here. So what we're doing is we're reducing and caramelizing our sugars down with the lemon juice.
Okay.
Then we go ahead and add our sriracha sauce, hot chili sauce.
Ooh.
Spicy. So what we're doing here, we're going to add this just to taste. And for me,
you like it spicy. Yeah, I can tell.
A little bit. So we can go ahead and get this going. Here we have.
You got 2 pans at once. All right.
Got that going.
Is this on your menu too at Hanger 17?
It is on our menu as an appetizer.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and toss that in there. A little bit of kosher salt, black pepper. It's going to come nice together.
Ooh, I can smell that spice.
Yes.
Yeah. Just write Caribbean or Caribbean chicken on the outside. You can also go to our website, news10.net. We'll put the recipe up there as well. Or just head out to the Taste of the Little City at Safetyville tonight. It runs from 6 to 10 o'clock tonight. It's at Safetyville, USA, which is on Bradshaw. For tickets and information, there's the number to call, 366-7233, extension 202. You can also go to our website, news10.net. Darla will be out there. Danielle will be out there. A lot of great eating, and it's all to help raise money for Safetyville.
Yes, and I actually was there when I was a child, so
really?
That's exciting for me.
So
looking to see everyone out there.
Thank you so much for coming in today, Danielle.
Thank you.
All right, Nicole, there's plenty for both of us.
Thank goodness. I was going to say, I know you can't smell through the TV set, but my taste buds are going crazy. Well, we have a special treat for all the new dads or dads-to-be right now. We know you're out there. We're giving away First Pitch. It's this right here. It's a handprint autographed baseball keepsake. There goes the box. Everything to create your baby's first heirloom. We'll take 5 callers right now, beginning with caller 10. That number is 916-441-1010. Now, if you're a winner and want your keepsake by Father's Day, you must pick this up here at our studios. That address is 400 Broadway by 5 p.m. today. Pretty neat little gift here. Well, in news, police needs your help locating a missing woman from Ripon who vanished Wednesday in the midst of selling a boat to a stranger. We'll have a live update on the search from San Joaquin County with News 10's Dave Marquis. And California has not seen this many earthquakes within such a short period of time in nearly 20 years. News 10 Midday, we'll be right back.
You're watching News 10 with Jennifer Smith and Dan Elliott. This is News 10 Midday.
It seemed like a simple transaction between a boat owner and a prospective buyer, but now it has become a missing persons case. And that story tops this half of News 10 Midday. Welcome back. I'm Jennifer Smith.
And I'm Nicole Chavez in for Dan Elliott. Well, a full-scale search is underway for a missing Ripon woman who family members worry may have become the victim of foul play. 46-year-old Mary Starkey was last seen Wednesday afternoon. News 10's Dave Marquis joins us live with the latest from the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Department in Stockton. And Dave, this search is now spreading over a wide area?
Nicole, that's right. It has San Joaquin County Sheriff's deputies and volunteers now expanding their search across a wide area of southern San Joaquin County that includes sections of the cities of Ripon, Manteca, and Escalon. Now, this is a picture of Mary Starkey from high school, but one her family says resembles her best now, except that her hair is longer. She was negotiating to sell a boat to a man on Wednesday, a man who said he needed to go to the bank to get more money. Starkey followed him in her 1997 blue Saturn 4-door, and that's the last time that she was seen. Detectives have released this composite of the person of interest in this case, a man who is either white or Hispanic in his 40s, whom she followed. We do not know where they were headed, but family members say Starkey would never have left so long without calling.
I just want her to come back. I just want everybody to see this picture, know what she looks like. Look for the car, do whatever you can, find her.
We are conducting a search in the county areas of Ripon, Escalon, and Manteca. We are activating our STARS volunteers as well as deputies.
Now, here is another look at the picture of 46-year-old Mary Starkey. Again, a photo from high school, but one her family says looks very much like her today, except that she has longer hair now. This is another look at the composite of the person of interest who Starkey was last seen following in her car, a white or Hispanic male. Again, he's in his 40s with a medium build, and he has a tattoo of a bird on his left forearm. He was wearing a black leather beanie cap with a red stripe. Now, anyone with information urged to call the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office. A command center is being set up to help coordinate the search on Murphy Road in Ripon, not far from River Road, and the search is going to continue, Nicole, on through today and perhaps even longer.
All right, hopefully with that sketch we'll start getting some tips in. Thank you, Dave.
Center high school football coach Nicole Bailey apparently has his job back. He was officially told by the school's principal this morning. The school has been in turmoil since board members Scott Rodowick and Terry Ferguson voted twice to remove the coach last month. The coach's supporters say the firing was engineered. Last night, the school board voted to give the district superintendent the power to approve all stipend positions, including coaches. Actually, that was on Wednesday night. Rodowick was opposed to the idea. Supporters of Coach Nicole Bailey are still gathering signatures now for a recall of Rodowick and Ferguson. But again, Nicole Bailey, that's him right there, has his job back.
Police in San Jose have arrested a man they believe may have molested thousands of children. 63-year-old Dean Arthur Schwartz Miller is being held without bail. He's charged with 1 count of aggravated sexual assault on a child under 14 and 6 other counts. But in his San Jose home, police discovered detailed records with thousands of names. Next to the names are codes investigators believe indicate what he allegedly did to each child. San Jose police believe Schwartz Miller may have molested children in at least 5 states in the U.S. and in areas of South America.
A federal grand jury has indicted a Lodi father and a son in connection with that terror investigation. However, 10 days after the arrests, the indictments do not contain any charges related to terrorism. Hamid Hayat now faces 2 charges of lying to a federal agent about attending a terrorist training camp and lying about getting military training there. The FBI says Hayat admitted to attending an al-Qaeda training camp in Pakistan, but so far no terrorist charges have been filed. His father faces 1 count of lying about knowing his son attended that camp. Again, the indictments come 10 days after the arrests, and a former federal prosecutor says he expected the FBI to have more evidence.
It sounds to me like an investigation that has not really gone anywhere in the last 2 weeks. Sometimes you have an investigation that starts out very promising, and then it suddenly just dies right on the vine, in its infancy. This might be one of those cases.
But U.S. Attorney McGregor Scott says the investigation is continuing and could possibly eventually lead to more serious charges. Meanwhile, 3 other Lodi men remain in custody on charges of immigration violations. Shabir Ahmed is the religious leader of Lodi's Muslim mosque, and Mohammed Adil Khan leads Lodi's Islamic Center. Mohammed Hassan Adil is Khan's son. All of them have been accused of overstaying their visas.
Well, for the 4th time this week, an earthquake's jolted California. Officials say last night's 6.6 quake hit just off the northern coast near Eureka, an aftershock to Tuesday's shaker. As Miguel Marquez reports, the entire west coast has been rocking and rolling.
Having a good time at R to Be Good, 2nd and 3rd, and we are in the midst of an earthquake here in Southern California as Lady LeCaine goes past the half-mile pole. By the way, folks, I want you to know I loved you all, and horse racing was my first love.
Vic Stauffer is the announcer who called a race and an earthquake.
I'll tell you one thing, on that roof it did not feel like 4.9. It felt like about 7 point a lot.
The quake struck 70 miles east of Los Angeles. It was powerful enough to make skyscrapers sway and shut down rides at Disneyland.
Oh, I'm terrified of earthquakes, so I'm a big chicken.
For the West, it's been a quake a day. On Sunday, a 5.2 tremor east of L.A., followed by a 7.8 in Chile Monday. Tuesday, it was a 6.8 in Alaska. Wednesday brought tsunami warnings after a 7.2 quake off Northern California. Thursday's 4.9 tremor in Yucaipa. And finally, this latest jolt.
This is not an unusual level of earthquake activity. We live in earthquake country and we should remember it.
This latest quake has now been upgraded to a 6.6 by the U.S. Geological Survey. It hit about 11:22 p.m. Pacific time, so not quite 6 quakes in 6 days, but it certainly caused a lot of people out here to question what will tomorrow bring. Miguel Marquez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Yeah, it does. And a lot of relatives who don't live here calling and saying, is everything okay out there in California?
No kidding. Another thing we're dealing with is the rain.
I know.
Let's check in with Darla Gibbons for a look at the weather.
It's June 17th, and we're still seeing some rain in the area. Right now, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies through the Stockton area. I got a call from Kevin who says he saw a funnel cloud just east of Rio Vista. Call the National Weather Service. They haven't had any confirmation on that, and we haven't had any other calls, but she said there are some low-level clouds laying around in the area. But here's a look at Doppler radar. You can see we are getting widely scattered showers throughout the area. Let's start in the Lodi area and also Rio Vista area. Just one cell that's just to the west of Rio Vista. As we move to the north, you'll see a stronger cell that's going to produce some heavier rainfall. But in Woodland, getting some showers just to the west of Woodland, as well as some light rain showers at Beale Air Force Base, and some showers for Auburn right now, and as well, you folks in Grass Valley will start to see some rain showers momentarily. Now, we are going to see a chance of rain showers continue for today and tomorrow. This low is going to continue to sit and spin there over the next couple of days, so therefore, the instability in our area will remain. We'll see a chance of rain showers this afternoon as this colder air moves in. That's going to cause the atmosphere to become unstable, as well as tomorrow, a chance of rain showers in 75. But take a look at Sunday. We dry out, and we'll will warm up a bit, still not quite to normal. We normally see about 90 degrees for this time of year. I'll have that 7-day forecast for you to let you see if we'll ever see that again. Jennifer and Nicole, back to you.
All right, Darla, thank you. Hopefully some nice weather for Father's Day.
It looks like it. 82 is not bad.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, this next story has been feeding tabloids left and right. Tom Cruise pops the question to girlfriend Katie Holmes. We'll have that story.
Apparently in a very romantic way, too. And also President Bush getting some of the lowest approval ratings of his presidency. News 10 Midday continues.
Hi, I'm News 10's Dale Shornack. This year, News 10 turned 50, and part of our celebration included a one-hour special looking back at television and News 10's history. Well, you asked for it, so we're presenting it again. Set your VCRs for 50 years of News 10, Saturday at 5 on News 10.
From terrorism to tolerance. Hi, I'm News 10's Dan Elliott, and with the arrest of members of the Lodi Muslim community and the linking of them to Al-Qaeda, a lot of parents are wondering, how do we